Well, after seeing, let's say, the introduction and the report, let's welcome Dr. Rania Azmi. She is the founder of Alexandrite Decisions, combined with her passion for investments strategy, academia, and also cancer patient advocacy. Is a renowned global expert in management and, let's say, philanthropy. Recognized as a woman of influence by the Women Speakers Association and a mentor in several United Nations mentorship programs. She heads FADIA, Survive and Thrive Cancer Association, promoting equality of life for cancer patients and the public, alongside with the distinguished career in academia and also in the finance. So, dear viewers, let's welcome again Dr. Rania Azmi. So, hello and good morning, Doctor.
Very good morning. Thank you for having me.
You are most welcome. How are you today?
I'm good, since I'm with you.
So you have too many passions, to have many hats. Actually, Doctor, as we saw actually in the report and in the introduction, we'd like from you to share with us some of your passions.
Thank you. Yes, you're eloquently, I don't know, you knew many things, you know too much already. I wear these many hats, and I would rather call them passions.
Yes.
My profession has been in, if I give like a broader discipline, it will be decision making, supporting the decision making. And I applied it to finance and investment early in my career. And later on in my other volunteering or passion activities like cancer patient support, and also a number of NGOs and board seats. So that will be one track or one hat. Yes. The other hat is, I already mentioned, the cancer patient advocacy. For over 15 years, I find out that there are a gap in healthcare, in awareness, in prevention. And I learned the hard way, and that's how I got involved. And then later on, realized it's my true passion in life, besides my profession. And the third one is education. And I think education is the best equalizer and the best place for all of us to be. Like, we're always keep learning towards the ends of our lives.
Wow.
So this is something we always need to strive to do.
That's really a huge hats, actually, and a huge passions, actually, Dr. Rania. So when actually you found yourself into those, let's say, fields and hats, we can call it now?
I would say things develop organically. There is a concept that I don't think it gets its best recognition. We always talk about interpersonal skills, like your public speaking and communication skills, and when we dig deeper, we talk about intrapersonal skills, which is your connection to yourself, self-management and motivation, all those sort of things. But I think the terminology identity capital is by far overlooked. And when you ask me this question, I would tell you I worked on my identity capital. And this has nothing to do with titles. What is your footprint in this world? What is your mark? What is your calling? What makes you wake up in the morning, like now, and having this spark in your eyes? So that's really what makes me involved.
Makes you involved and in love with your actually job, actually in your field. So, Doctor, could you elaborate more on some of the key updates in these passions and activities?
With pleasure, but let me say or think from where to start. Like the last couple of months, we are like towards the end of the year, there have been many updates. So let's start with the education. It's hard to believe, like Wharton School, it's the oldest management school in the world and one of the best, not because I'm affiliated with it, but it's hard to believe that there is my anniversary for serving as 9 years in the board is fast approaching. Next month, it brought to my attention by some of my colleagues in the States.
Amazing.
So that's an interesting milestone. Another thing, I joined recently the advisory board for an Australian firm that really connects the best of class fund managers with their allocators and influencers in New Zealand and Australia. That's on the professional note, but I'm sitting in the advisory board of a number of others. And some of the interesting educational updates would be the participated in a number of conferences. So one of them was in Kuwait in September, and it was about women, peace and security, and my favorite topic was decision making.
Wow.
So meaningful.
Decision making for women to reach the peace, actually.
Well, that's a nice way to put it, but the title was meaningful participation in decision making. So you cannot make peace or anything without being informed about your factors that you can tap into it. So I would say decision making is important in many aspects or activities. And that leads to the last update where I was recently, well, it was earlier in October. Now I have I need to have a sense of
too many travels and trips.
Oh, that is true also, although it slowed down a little after COVID. But yeah, I was recently early October in Lisbon for a committee meeting with the Advanced Breast Cancer Global Alliance. And it's a very, it's not a, when we talk about board seats or global alliance or committees, people think, wow, this is prestigious, you are traveling and this. It's not about the honor or the prestigious seat. It's really about the impact.
The impact and the quality.
It's the impact. I don't like to sound biased because I'm affiliated with them, but I think they are really looking into metastatic advanced cancer patients and looking into the gaps in treatment. So it's not only about the treatment, there is the quality of life, and when they not get the treatment on time, there are victims of that. And that can be their caregivers and loved ones, and even the oncology, the whole parties, I would say. Nobody will be left behind.
Well said, actually, Doctor. And as you mentioned, too many travels, too many trips, and actually it occur while you are traveling, let's say your missions. So how can actually your trips can contribute your passions?
Well, I would say it's an integral part. Back to the talk about the capital identity or identity capital.
Yes.
Like when you're meeting new people, it furthers your mission. And in traveling, you get out even without you realize it, you get out of your bubble, your comfort zone. You're seeing different nations, different ways of life, and you are fulfilling your mission. You are focused on your mission. So in Lisbon, it was for cancer. In Washington, D.C., like just a couple of weeks ago, it was for another visit to IMF besides, well, Army annual conference.
Wow.
So like these are the other hats. So for sure. And also, I would say it's not only with the mission that you fulfill your activities, is with meeting bright people. And I was privileged to meet many of the royalties here in Kuwait and outside. And it's not, again, something, it's a great honor, but it's humbling to see, and I always say that in conferences about women empowerment, for example, or resilience. If life have given you many things that others don't have, that's not a privilege. What would you do with these privileges that God gave you or the universe gave you? So it's always humbling to meet people with privilege and others and see how they go about in their life. They provide aspiration. So speaking about travels.
Speaking about travel, that's really amazing. Actually, well said, Dr. Rania. Actually, I love reaching the peace for women. And since you are a decision maker, let's say, or can you please give some advice for women to do some right decision for themselves? I know it's really a deep topic, I know, but like, let's say in general, how could you advise some women actually to reach the peace in their life? It's an amazing question, and if I connect, peace is a very big word, and I don't like to sound like a naive, because as we talk now, speaking about decision making, I map strategic trends in my profession, and one of the disturbing maps that I came across is the map of peace in the world. And there are, in the 21st century, at least 35 spots of active wars. I wouldn't talk about the big wars that get into the media. There are small wars that are active as we speak now. So if you ask me what would women do, and I would say men and women and everyone equally, take care of yourself and get on the top of the meaningful information, because we are living in a world where too much noise is around us. So in decision making and in the hierarchy of information, we always talk about you get data, transform into information, if you process them, knowledge, and then you gain wisdom. Nobody talks about even a level before data, collecting data, which is screening for the noise. So not all data you can grasp. And I always say that even for the cancer
support activities that not every video or piece of information are credible and reliable for you to process it even.
Yes, that's
so
really...
take care of yourself. That would be the token.
Take care of yourselves, actually, our dear, let's say, female viewers. So both, actually. So, Dr. Rania, what about your goals? Actually, we reached the end, unfortunately, of our, let's say, interview. But we'd like to know your goal, actually, in the future, personally and, let's say, professionally.
Well, my goals, I would say, never changed. And again, I don't like to oversimplify them, but my personal goals is to see a better world, a better ecosystem. And it's not, again, a slogan. Really, we are humans. We are built to love each other. And if we do something else, it means that we are autopiloting. We can learn from each other, and I dare to say we learn from other creatures.
Yes.
Will be like birds, cats, dogs. My friends who might be watching, they will mock that, some of them.
From Mother Nature, actually.
Yes, well, and it's not a cliche. There is, on the top of my head now, there is this morpho butterflies. It's a gorgeous butterfly, and it really inspired innovation of these cameras for surgeons to lead them to take out the tumors, speaking of cancer. So morpho butterflies, because they have the sophisticated eyes, it's inspired the innovation of these cameras for surgeons. So we can really learn from each other. My goal is to reach a better place for everyone and to treat everyone nicely. And that's it. That's on the personal level. In the professional level, I really would like to live in the time where there is a cure for cancer. And I don't think it's that far away.
Yes.
We really need to think in a complex way. We need to be ahead of the cancer itself, not to think in a simplified, isolated silos. That's how we will reach a better ending for this, what is called war in cancer. And on another hat of my profession, my goal is to reach the best education for everyone, not only those who are having the means for education.
What a lovely wishes and goals, Doctor, especially about the cancer, the cure of the cancer. Everyone actually who really have some, let's say, a tiny bit of a humanitarian in their heart, they will love actually and hope and pray to have some cure for the cancer, especially the people who experience that in themselves or in their loved one. That was really a deep conversation. I had fun with you, Dr. Rania, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. You are a great anchor too.
Thank you, dear. Big thanks and appreciation to our dear guest, Dr. Rania Azmi. She is a founder of Alexandrite Physicians and president of FADIA Association. Don't go away, dear viewers. Let's have this channel to a break, and then we'll move on.